I'm Tristan.
And I'm Hannah. This is our second video project.
It is, and it's October.
And you know what that means?
Halloween. Ooh.
Scary.
So we decided to make our video about serial killers.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, let's start with a list of the 10 most prolific American serial killers.
Okay, first up on the list is Gary Ridgway, also known as the Green River Killer. This man was proven responsible for 49 murders and confessed to 71 though the real number is believed to be in the 90s.
To kill his victims, Ridgway would strangle them and then dump their bodies in places that they were unlikely to be found. But obviously that didn't work, as he was caught in 2001 and sentenced to life in prison.
And thank Odin for that. Next up is Donald Harvey.
Also dubbed the Angel of Death by himself, Donald Harvey once claimed that he killed 87 people, but only 37 to 57 names have been connected to him.
That's right. What was that again? Old Don Harvey to think of himself as a savior of sorts. He killed the elderly in order to relieve their suffering, if you are to believe what he said.
Yes, if you believe him, but the method he used to kill was poisoning, and painful poisoning at that, so perhaps he simply disliked those old people who drive really slow.
Maybe so, but it doesn't matter anymore, as he was caught and sentenced to 28 consecutive life sentences in prison in 1987.
Yep, he should be out by next Christmas, so lock your doors.
What? No, he's going to be in prison until he dies.
Oh, well, good. It's pretty good.
For the next people up on our list, we may break the rules set previously in this video, and if you don't like it, too bad. That's our video.
That's right, so leave now if you got a problem with it. Okay, for those of you who stayed, next up on the list is the Zodiac Killer.
The Zodiac Killer was never caught, but was active between The Zodiac Killer was never caught, but was active between at least the late 1960s and the early 1970s. He is confirmed to have killed 5 people, although the true number is widely assumed to be much higher.
This killer would target someone, usually a couple, break into their homes, tie them up, occasionally rape them before committing the murder. He would then send messages to the police or even call them, explaining that he was the one who had committed the crimes.
In order for the police to believe him, he would provide details that only someone present during the murder could know. He even once set a scrap of bloody clothing from his victims to prove his guilt.
Next up on the list is Luis Garavito, also known as the Beast. Garavito killed far more than anyone on this list, and as for those who were caught, he received the lightest sentence of anyone.
That's right. He killed at least 138 boys after raping and torturing them, but based on skeletons found at sites on maps made by Garavito in prison, the true number of his victims could exceed 300.
Yep, and you know what kind of sentence he got for that? 30 years.
That is because he was caught in Colombia, and the maximum prison sentence there is 30 years.
Garavito was caught in 1999, so that means he will be out by the year 2029. So if you happen to be in Colombia that year, lock up your boys because the daughters aren't what he's looking for.
And finally, for the number 1 killer on this list, who may be one of the most famous in the world, Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper operated in East Side London in 1888 and was never caught for his murders. He is suspected of killing 5 women, although since nobody was ever captured, the true number of victims is unknown. The
first kill Jack the Ripper was suspected against was Martha Tabram. Her throat was cut and she was found with 39 stab wounds from 2 different blades.
The Ripper's attacks got slowly more brutal until his last suspected victim was literally flayed to the bone. Her intestines were pulled out and her mutilated body was left lying on her bed for someone to find.
Well, there you have it. The 10 most prolific American serial killers ever.
Well, goodbye and have fun sleeping tonight.
Well, there you have it, the 10 most prolific, most American serial killers ever.
Well, goodbye and have fun sleeping tonight.